What's up, everybody? It's Shannon from Godsmack on the Vinnie Langdon Show.
Shannon, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Vinnie.
Who knew that Godsmack would be on the Vinnie Langdon Show? Today is the day, man.
Yeah, baby.
So here at the Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem Festival, and so far, just getting started, right?
Yeah, we did a show last night. It was awesome. We didn't have Megadeth, though, because they were coming back from Germany, so they missed the first show. But Death Clock played, which is pretty rad.
Right on.
And it went really good, man. The crowd was alive, amazing.
Yeah.
So I can't wait, man, for tonight. Northern Cali, baby.
That's where we're at right here on the Vinnie Langdon Show. Now, for my viewers who don't know, Godsmack started in about 1995, and then you joined a couple years later, right?
Yeah, I've been in the band for 9 years now. You can believe that. And I'd known Sully, though, way before Godsmack, and he was a drummer in a lot of bands, and I actually had hooked him up with a band called Malaya Rage, and I happen to know a couple of those guys, and they said, yeah, we need a drummer. I'm like, I know this guy lives right in Boston, Sully Erna, and he went up and got the gig, and so, all the years later, then he hooks me up in Godsmack.
Nice. And were you a fan, of his all in your time?
Yeah, well, friends mainly, but his old band, he had a band called Lex Luthor back in the day, cover band, played some originals, but lots of covers, and I had a band called Wrathchild America, and we would have Lex Luthor open up for us, so that's how I saw him play. I'm like, wow, he's great, and we hit it off like that, and have remained friends ever since until I got, Godsmack.
Yeah.
Now we're not friends anymore.
No? You guys hate each other? Want to kill each other? No?
We love each other, man.
Hey, that's awesome. Now, go ahead and tell us, your background before Godsmack. When did you first start playing the drums? Was it at a young age? Was it, high school or age 3 or what?
Yeah, no, I was 8 years old basically when my sister turned me on to Rush Hemispheres, and the drums spoke to me, and then the next record she gave me was Led Zeppelin 2, and that's when I asked my parents for a drum set for Christmas. And so after that, I started playing with the same 3 guys, Terry, Brad, and Jay, who ended up being Wrathchild. And we got signed to Atlantic Records. We toured with Testament, who are on the show today. But this was, 20 years ago. We toured with Testament. We toured with Pantera on the Cowboys from Hell tour. And then, it was a thrash kind of band, and it didn't sell. And so that band broke up, and I joined a band called Ugly Kid Joe from Santa Barbara, California. Nice. Made a couple records with Ugly Kid, and then that disbanded after like 5 or 6 years. And then I joined a band called Amen in Los Angeles, which was a punk band, still my favorite band. And did that for a few years, and I was basically at the end of my rope. I was like, okay, maybe it's not in my cards to be able to be successful in this business, Right. Like I'd gotten married, and I was having a daughter. And here I'm in a punk band.
And you're like, should I keep on continuing, or should I be a father and a husband, right?
And I was, my mom's a hairdresser, and I've always, loved how happy she was with her work and making people happy. And it's kind of like a musician, we play and we see people happy. That's what we get off on. So I was thinking about enrolling in this hairdresser school and cutting hair and having like this heavy metal hairdresser thing, where I could cut Ozzy's hair or something.
I'm digging it.
But,
right
and then like 2 weeks after I'd quit Amen, Sully called, and I'll never forget the call. It's like, yeah, dude, we need you in Godsmack. So I'm like, wow, all right.
And here you are, still performing with them and having a great time.
Yeah,
and
man. 9 years and 5 records later, and still getting along, man.
Right on. So tell us the recording process on your latest album. I know a lot of bands out there, when they go into a recording studio, they're sitting there, the whole band, the drummer goes in there, does his thing, the bass player goes in there, the guitars, and then, then you have to sit around for, a couple weeks until everyone's done. But, on the last record, was it different? You guys kind of broke it up and did song by song instead of just the whole album?
That's exactly what happened, man. We just figured every time, I'm sitting there for 6 weeks basically while they're layering it all. And plus we wanted to not only have that reward to where we'd go in and do most of the drums and bass and rhythm guitars were done together.
Right.
The 3 of us in the room.
And do you think that gives a different vibe instead of just doing it all one right there?
Yeah, because then you get a little different vibe for each song. And like I said, the reward is at the end of the day, we were finishing a song in a day, and then the next day Sully would come in and sing it. And so at the end of a 2-day stretch, then we get to listen to it, sounding killer. And so you get that reward where typically, you're there for 6 weeks, you don't even hear the songs when done until 6 weeks after we recorded it. And by then I'm relearning my parts. So it was 100% better, and we'll never record again in the old way. Like
Yeah.
that's our new way of doing it.
And all digital too. I mean, you guys are, a hard rock band, but there's a lot of bands out there that are using, technology programming with the Pro Tools, with background ambient sounds and effects. And I mean, do you guys do that, or are you guys using that stuff just for primarily your live shows?
Yeah, we don't do it live, man. We're very adamant about not running any tape when we play. And, you might hear an effects thing like for the beginning of Straight Outta Line, you'll hear the bombs and then the helicopters and stuff like that. But those are like just color effects, Or we don't run any tape, and all the backup vocals Tony sings or him singing. There's no click tracks in my ears. The drummer, we're adamant about that. You see so many bands doing it. I won't mention names, but. And you're like, wow, really? And they're actually moving their lips, but they're not singing. And that ain't cool. It ain't rock,
All those pop stars, they save their voices, but you guys in the metal world and hard rock, who cares?
You'd be surprised. There's some metal bands out there that run some serious tape now, too.
That's pretty intense. So here, the Mayhem Festival, playing with Testament. I mean, you guys played with them before, and Megadeth, and, what has been your favorite tour so far?
Well, it's probably end up being this one, honestly, because of all the killer drummers out here. Got Dave and Machine Head, Mike and Disturbed, Sean Drover, who's awesome, Megadeth. I'm excited to see Trivium and Flames. These are younger bands I haven't been able to see yet live. So, I'm an old metal school, old guy, that I remember hearing Kill 'Em All for the first time, you know what I mean, on vinyl, putting it on. Changed my life,
Yeah.
So this is really exciting for me.
Right on. So for my fans out there that want to catch you guys out on tour, you guys are doing the Mayhem for, a couple months, and then after that, where are you guys off to?
Well, then we're going to go back to Canada, which we haven't toured properly in probably 5 or 6 years. So we're going to do a extensive tour in Canada and play all their cities. It's beautiful up there. And we're going to end in Alaska, and there's talk of...
Playing in igloos or what?
No. I tell you, Alaska is a scary, trippy place. It's like going to a different country, and we've been there where it's dark all the time, and then we've been there where it's light all the time. You get home from the strip club at 4 a.m. and it's broad daylight. It's trippy, man. But we play an arena up there, and the cool thing about it is the kids and the metal fans and the rock fans up there. Not many people go and tour their beautiful state, and so when you go there, they're very appreciative, and the energy is just wicked high, and so it's always a blast to go there. But then after that, it's going to be, I don't know, coming up on September probably by that point, and we're thinking about maybe a quick run to Japan. If we can work it out, we might play on a Army base or a Navy base over there, and then hit Hawaii on the way back. It's kind of just a vacation gig, at another Armed Forces base. I'm not sure if it's Navy or not, but and then after that, I think Sully's going to go back out with his solo project and do the West Coast, while Tony, Robbie, and myself have a project with Whit Crane from Ugly Kid Joe singing called Another Animal, and we put out a record a couple years ago, a side thing, Well, we're back together. We made a new demo, and real heavy stuff, man. We're very excited to do Another Animal.
Right on. So Godsmack, check them out on tour in a city near you. Thanks so much, Shannon.
Thanks, Vinny.
Best of luck to you, man.